our show is NCC. They reported a decent fourth quarter where order inflows have gone up by 20.5%. Profit after tax has also increased by 11%. But on an overall year basis, the execution has been slightly on the slower side. The revenues for FY26, 2025 rather, have been around 6.5% higher itself. The stock slightly under pressure right now. We have Neerad Sharma who's joining in. Neerad, thank you for joining in. Just on FY26 guidance, the order inflow was strong in the fourth quarter. Execution of just 10% growth, that comes on a favorable base. I mean, how can you get better on the revenue front and even the margins? By when do they get to double digit? I think you're on mute. You'll have to unmute yourself.
No, I'm.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you now.
Yeah. So the point that I was trying to make was, firstly, let me give you a little overbrief of the last year, that is FY25. We had shared three set of numbers with the street. The first number was, the order inflow guidance. We have been able to handsomely achieve the guidance that we had shared with the street. You have yourself, just quoted the numbers. The revised guidance that we had shared for the revenue was, revenue growth of about 5% that we have been able to deliver. On the margin guidance, also the guidance that we had shared on the EBITDA, we have hit the number. Now talking about FY26, this last year, that is FY25, was, an unusual year in more ways than one. Firstly, this was not a year of 12 months, typically speaking. The point that I'm trying to make is as follows. We have the bulk of the projects that we have been able to bag has just come in the Q4. If you talk about the first 9 months of the FY25, all that we had bagged was, about 13,000 odd projects. The 60% of the total award that we have bagged in FY25, which is 32,888 crore, has really come in the last quarter. That too, in the last month of the FY25, that is March. It takes time, for these projects, to mobilize, to get all the ROWs in place, for the construction to start. It takes time. There is a time. Even when we start the construction, there would be, recognition criteria, milestone guidance, for recognition of the revenue as well as profits. And the monsoons are right around the corner. So that is the reason, we have decided to share a guidance on the basis of the assessment, the best assessment that is available to us. And that is the reason we are talking about revenue growth of 10%, which we believe is a good guidance. And I also take this opportunity to share with you the fact that if you really see the growth of the company last 3 years, we have been able to deliver a CAGR upwards, close to 25-26%. So that's the base itself is a, little bit on the higher side.
Right. Okay. And on the margins, 8.64% is what you've done. 9 to 9.25 is what you've guided for. Double digit happens when?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, hopefully in the next year, that is FY27. But we have to see. We have to also look, at the net profit. In the last FY25, we have been able to deliver, a PAT growth of 20%, which is a good profit number. So let us not only look at the EBITDA margin, let us also look at the net profit number.
Okay. Got that. So revenue guidance 10%, EBITDA margins 9 to 9.25%. Order intake, I think, is 22 to 25,000 crore rupees, right? That's the guidance.
That's right.
Okay. How much of that is already L1 of this order inflow guidance?
The L1 number would be, anywhere between 7 to 8,000 crore. And if we really take into account the order that we have bagged in the month of April, which is 1,663 crores. So we have already, let us say, achieved about 8% of the lower band, that we have shared with the street.
Okay. And this, Amravati, the capital city project of Andhra Pradesh, lots of hopes are pinned on that. In Q4, did you win any orders linked to Amravati? And of your order inflow guidance of 22 to 25,000, how much of that is linked to the Amravati development?
See, most of the, we have been able to bag good number of projects for this new capital city, that is Amravati. This number would be about, 9 to 10,000 crore.
Is what you've already bagged?
That's right. In the last quarter.
And how much of the order inflow guidance for FY26 would be from Amravati?
We have to wait and watch. It would really depend on what kind of projects really do come up for bidding. Then, we will assess those projects and then take a decision whether to bid or not. But happy to report that we have been able to, corner a sizable chunk of the awards already, which is a little less than 10,000 crore.
Could you give us a sense on what your bid pipeline for the year is? You are 7 to 8,000 crore L1. How many other orders are you bidding for? What's that pipeline like, and what your hit ratio typically is?
The prospective pipeline would be, more than 2.5 lakh crore for the FY26.
And your hit ratio is, I suppose, 10% because you're guiding for 25,000 crore worth inflows.
Approximately, it keeps changing. It would really depend on the competitive intensity in a particular vertical, what kind of projects are coming up for bidding, the size of the project.
On execution, I wanted to know if there are some working capital challenges, because yesterday we did have a management join us saying that, the Jal Jeevan Mission receivables haven't been haven't been given by the government, released by the government so far. Do you have any exposure to Jal Jeevan Mission or any other authorities from the government where execution has been a little challenging because of the late release of payments?
Yeah, we do have some exposure,
How much would that
from
be?
this mission called Jal Jeevan Mission. We have been able to get some payment, in the month of April, and we are hopeful. I think that problem is across, across board for the whole, scheme as such. But we are hopeful. We are hopeful of, getting the balance payment. But let me take this opportunity also to share with you, there have been challenges. There have been challenges related to payment for the FY25, not only for, this scheme, few other schemes as well.
So how much would your amount be receivable right now, which is overdue beyond the normal course of payment?
That you're talking about the data number we have already shared, it would be close to.
No, that's the total data number, but stuff which is overdue. Like you said, there have been some challenges in a lot of them. So say, for instance, your average data number is 30, 40, 45 days, or average terms are that. What proportion of that number is overdue right now?
That is difficult to quantify, Mangalam. See, we do, about 150, 160 odd projects. It would be difficult to quantify.
Okay. What's the expected revenue from smart meter projects in FY26 and the kind of order booking? You've made an investment of 280 crore rupees, I believe, in smart metering, and you're hoping to get in a partner.
That's right.
And
Firstly,
the revenue go ahead. Revenue forecast.
Yeah. Firstly, we have not made. We plan to make in the FY25. We have made an investment, about in the range of 70 crore for these smart meter projects. And we have planned to make, this kind of investment anywhere between 250 to 300 crore for the FY26, depending on the progress that we are able to make. This would be, and we are also, scouting for a partner, but this would really depend on the progress that we are able to achieve on these smart meter projects. I also take this opportunity to share with you that we have 3 smart meter projects. The total value of the project would be a little more than 8,000 crore.
All right. Okay, take that point. Thank you so much for joining in, Neerad, and giving us your views for FY26 and putting on board the challenges that the industry is facing as well. But wish you good luck for the execution that you have for this year. 10% revenue growth guidance with 9 to 9.25% EBITDA with 22 to 25,000 crore worth order wins this year. That's NCC. Take a short break, come back. Ajit Mishra of Religare Broking joins in with some trading strategies. Stay with us.